poor doggy, look at you. Oh, you're so sweet. You're such a good boy. I want to pet you. Oh, hi. I really want to pet this dog.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Alone Together Pittsburgh. We are streaming at you live from, obviously, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I am your host, Patrick Jordan. This is episode, I believe, 121, wrapping up week 39 of this little streaming show that could. We never thought we would be going this far with it, but we want to thank you for coming out. Before we get started on the show, I want to give you a little couple pieces of housekeeping because we've got a great show for you tonight. Natalie Bencivenga is here with 5 Minutes With, and she's got Damon Young on her interview this week. Looking forward to that. And then Dave Bracey's going to be here talking local brews and booze. He's going to be coming from, I don't know where he's going to be coming from, but he's going to be coming correct. That's for sure. Then we have something special that we're doing here tonight. We should have done this a long time ago. We are going through reviews of masks, cloth masks, masks that you can have access to right now. We've got a plethora. I'm going to go through a bunch. Pete's got a bunch. Dave's got a bunch. Natalie's got a bunch. So we're going to be talking masks. We might even do the old match test with some of them. So stick around for that. That's going to be good. Before we jump in, ticking below me right now is our Venmo. It is at TogetherPGH. If you'd like to support the artists involved with the show, please, the money will go directly to them. At $1, $3, $5, there's no dollar amount too small or too large. If you give over $500, we'll have you on the show to thank you personally. So just get on that right there. Thank you so much. Before we jump into other things, we got some polls to talk about. I will say this. I want to get it out of the way. I went at length, ad nauseum yesterday about this. The COVID numbers in Allegheny County were again, they're down from yesterday, 100. But the bad news is there's still 911 new cases of COVID-19 in Allegheny County and 26 new deaths. So please remember to take this thing very seriously and wear your mask when you go out. Even when you're indoors, if you must go to a friend or family's house, have them keep their masks on. You keep your mask on too. Anything indoors. If you're going to the mall, if you're going to the grocery store, if you're going to the mechanic, whatever, wear the masks because this thing is. Well, you guys know what it is here. I was told that I might go on too long about these things, so just keep it together. The effect that you have will be great because things are going to get real dark here soon. So that's rumors are happening. So get on that, wear your masks, keep social distancing, wash your hands, please. It is not a political choice. It doesn't make you any less than for wearing that mask. Actually, Real quick, Dave, were you able to pull up that shot that I sent you from a friend who posted a little something about masks today?
I'll bring it up. Give me a sec.
Actually, we can do it later on if you want to. All right, bring it up now then. That's fine. Just somebody, an expert in the form, in the field, if you will, had, basically someone who had to wear a mask for 9 to 12 hours a day to stay alive, to keep different poisons, gas, coke fumes, that kind of thing. Basically, we'll talk about it. We can do it later. But yeah, here it is right here. Check this out. So Dave Wilson, right? So his union brothers and sisters, we can read this. It's small. I had to get in there. Brothers and sisters wore this gear for 10 to 12 hours a day, 90 days in a row. Our air respirators prevented us from inhaling benzene, coke oven gas, ammonia, hydrogen chloride, along with about 20 other chemicals. I promise you, wearing a cloth or paper mask for a few minutes at a time isn't that much of an inconvenience. Just put on a fucking mask until we get through this thing. These are just things right there. Those masks are airtight with the rubber seal on them, so their faces are breaking out. It's totally, those things were uncomfortable, and they're wearing them for 9 to 12 hours. We can do this, people. We can do this. So put on the mask, get that going. All right, that's a side, right? That thing there is the side. Now we're gonna get to some money here. We've got something going on right now that we started in March when March Madness got canceled. We had the Jagoff bracket poll. Okay, it was all things Pittsburgh, all things love, the Engine House 25 Winery Jagoff poll. Okay, not a negative Jagoff, a positive Jagoff, right? So we are in the final four right now. So we're going to do a check-in right now on 2 of the final 4 contestants that are going at it this week. The winner's going to be announced next week. So you've got all week and the weekend to do this. Dave, check in. What's going on?
Breaking news. It's a real showdown between striking distance and the cookie table. You can't believe this drag out, knock 'em, rock 'em, sock 'em robot showdown that's got everyone in Pittsburgh going haywire. Families breaking apart. Celebrations resulting in fisticuffs between family members. Lots of behavior that is not appropriate under such conditions for such an exciting thing. Please, people, remember, it's just the Jag. Stay calm and jag on, because we have the results thus far. Just thus far, because this is going to be going all week. It's happening all week, all month. How far are we going, Patrick? How long do we want to go with this thing?
We're going to ride this one into next week, and then the following week will be into the following week, and then right around Christmas time, we're going to get to the finals. The winner of the cookie table versus striking distance will be facing off against the winner between Michael Keaton and Kurt Angle.
I'd call that a Merry fucking Christmas present to you, Pittsburgh.
That's what it is. Oh my goodness, is this true? I can't believe this is how this is shaken down. I know there's still 5 or 6 days left on this, folks.
We don't peddle in fake news. This is the straight dope. The numbers don't lie. Believe them.
So striking distance is beating the cookie table with 54-46. Oh man, folks. All right, get your vote. Go to togetherpgh.com/vote, or you could just go to togetherpgh.com and pull down the vote tab from the top corner of the screen and vote for this thing, folks. Get it rolling. It's a daily thing, so you can get your votes in there, make it happen, make your votes count. I thought Cookie Table was going to run away with this, but I guess people want to know who the best cop now is.
There's still a lot of time, though.
There is still a lot of time.
Anybody's game.
That's true. I mean, people have come back from bigger deficits than that before. But before we move on to the in-show poll, I want to tell you a little bit about Engine House 25 Winery. So if you go to eh25.com, you can find the whole array of things at the winery. They've got about 8 or 9 different kinds of reds, from your pures to your blends. Get that going. They've got some holiday labels. You got to have that going. Get that going. You have $5 off if you tell them that you found out about them from Alone Together Pittsburgh, right? So they've got a virtual blind tasting with 365 coffee. That's coming up next week. They've got different events happening. Shoot on that. They also have free shipping in the 412 during the pandemic, and they're also doing curbside. So that place is like hermetically sealed, masks and gloves. You can feel totally safe. Boom, you pull up in the back. They put the wine in your trunk. You're on your way. So eh25.com. Tell them we sent you. Get $5 off. All right. So
That tequila wine's got your name on it, Patrick
yeah,
Jordan.
I've had that actually, and it's it's really an interesting kind of wine because what they do is they make the wine and they keep it in tequila barrels, and that's where it's aged. And you can get just a hint of that tequila, and you would not think it's not like a blend. It's not like you're pouring. It's like a Boilermaker with tequila and wine, which would be a whole other episode. But I would try it. But it just gives you a nice little. And so if you're a tequila fan, it just gives you. It's a great red with just a hint of that tequila in there from the barrel. So check that out. They do cool stuff over at Engine House 25 Winery. Okay, so Dave, what is the in-show poll for our viewing audience live tonight?
Hey,
I literally
what's up?
don't know. I don't know what it is. What is the in-show poll?
Dave came up with it. He doesn't remember what it is.
I remember what it is. I just forgot if we had graphics for it or not.
Oh, it's in the text message thread.
God
So
damn.
we've got graphics. So you guys can probably vote right now if you're watching this. That's right, episode 121, and it's the same. It hasn't changed since episode 2.
Hey, folks, it's Christmas time. This is your old pal Dave, the Captain Jag. Just call me Captain Jag. I'm going to jump in my Jagobile and head down the street because you know what? It's the holidays. You know what the holidays means? Time to hit the mall. Just kidding. You don't hit that mall. But in another time, in another age, there were malls, a place where lots of people would go to have lots of fun. Me personally, I'd go for the food court. And tonight's Jag-Off, we've got a food court in it, so maybe you know how I'm going to vote. We're talking about the Century 3, no longer there anymore, food court. That was like 20 restaurants. They had at least 3 Arby's. There were like 3 different Arby's, one at each north, south, east. And then they were talking about making Arby's west, but then the place shut down. And now there's a ban and whatever. And it's going against there's some Ross Park Mall's got some old tiles that apparently have some sort of 200,000-year-old mollusks in them. So you know what? I don't vote for that.
Okay, I'm surprised by this in-show poll. I had nothing to do with it. So what is it, Dave?
That's it.
It's the Century 3 food court versus the Paleolithic era tiles that they brought in from Germany, but nobody knows because they're headed to the Sephora to pick up nail spreader. Whatever that is.
How the mighty have fallen this week. We'll pick it up next week, folks. Ross Township fossil fuels. Okay. All right. So there you have it, folks. All right. So without further ado, I want to get to our favorite Friday night segment. Ready in the can. Let's have it right now. Let's see who Natalie Bencivenga had 5 minutes with.
Hey everyone, I'm Natalie Bencivenga, host of 5 Minutes With. And this week I am so excited to have my guest, Damon Young. He is the author of What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Blacker, and he is the founder of Very Smart Brothas. And I have been a huge fan of his for so long, so I'm a little excited over here because I finally get to have him on. And it's kind of wonderful because we're doing this whole partnership with the World Affairs Council of Pittsburgh, so I get to hear some of his thoughts on what that means for the city. So how are you doing today, Damon?
I'm good. I just finished lunch. I'm always happy right after I just finished eating, so I'm doing great right now. And also, it's great to see you. We still run into each other a lot at the Ace and in East Liberty and just other places. And with the pandemic, you just don't have those same sort of interactions anymore. So it's good to see you.
It's great to see you too. And I agree. It's been so challenging this year with everything. And of course with the pandemic on top of it, but we'll get to that in a moment. But first, I'd love for people to learn more about you and the wonderful work that you do.
Okay, so as you were saying, I'm the author of What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Blacker, which is a memoir and essay that was published last year by HarperCollins in 2019. I'm also a founder of Very Smart Brothas, which is a race and culture blog, and I'm a contributing opinion writer for New York Times. And I started my blog in 2008. At the time, I was actually working at Duquesne University. I was running a program in a school business there. And I started a blog with a friend who lives in DC who goes by Panama Jackson. I got laid off in 2009. The whole program actually shut down. It wasn't just me. And I was at a bit of a crossroads where, do I continue on in academia, or do I try to see if I can make a living with this writing thing, which is the aspiration I've always had.
Mhm.
And I was able to be on long-term unemployment. I was able to do some freelance stuff while I was building my blog, just to be able to make a living.
Mhm.
And the blog just continued to grow. More opportunities came. I was a contributing editor for Ebony magazine, and then things just kind of just continued to snowball and build. And then my blog, I got a book deal, and then the blog got acquired by Univision in 2017 to be a part of what used to be Gizmodo Media Group.
Mhm.
Our name now is all weird. I think it's Geo Media, but that's Jezebel, Deadspin, Gawker, or the old Gawker, basically the old Gawker media sites. And we are a part of that network now. So what used to be a hobby is now a full-time job.
That's awesome. And as a fellow writer, I know how hard that is, what you just described to actually have happen. So that's amazing. And kudos to you for making that happen. That's so awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And as somebody that's loved your work and read you for so long, I've really embraced what you've tried to do with the work and how you envision Pittsburgh and this country and what you would like to see through sort of the satirical commentary, through the honest critique. And so when we're looking at this city and we're talking about equity, what are some thoughts that come to mind for you when you hear things like the most livable?
Well, Pittsburgh, is a perfect microcosm for America. I think, even demographically, if you look at the percentage of white Americans and Black Americans that are in the United States, the numbers are very similar to Pittsburgh's demos. And yes, Pittsburgh is a city that gets these national lauds for being most livable. And, we're the next Austin or the next Brooklyn or the next, Seattle or the next Mars or whatever. And we get those sort of lauds pretty frequently in national and international publications, but we are also a city that is one of the worst city in the country for Black women.
Right.
So there's this juxtaposition here with this most livable on one end and least livable on the other. And so when Black people hear Pittsburgh is the most livable, the question, the response to that is most livable for whom?
Right. Right.
And so again, Pittsburgh definitely has its attributes. I'm a born and bred Pittsburgher. I've had opportunities, particularly in the last several years, to move and live in other cities to work, but I've decided to stay here and make a home here. And so I love the city, but I also recognize that the city believes its own hype.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you're talking about wanting to be more globally minded, which I think the city does discuss as being a part of that global world, what are some things, though, that would actually, in your opinion, systemically have to change for us to really live up to that?
Well, I think even before we get to the systemic, we have to talk about the spirit, the spiritual and atmospheric. So that large major report came out, I think, in 2018, or 2018 or 2019 about Black women. I think it was funded by the city and the University of Pittsburgh and all of that. And so you had politicians, you had the mayor and the press conference talking about the findings and how the city must do better and all that. And that's great. But I think that before we even get to that point, there has to be an acknowledgement of intent. Because without that acknowledgement, then the Black community will continue to be gaslit in this city. And it's the same, I liken it to any other sort of abusive relationship where the person has to admit, oh yes, I did this.
Right.
I did this to you, instead of trying to deny it, instead of trying to downplay it or flatten it, say, yes, I did this. And without that sort of acknowledgement, this sort of reconciliation or sort of improvement, just it's much more difficult to achieve.
Yeah, and that makes total sense. And I like how you expressed that the spirit has to change, the energy, before we can do anything on the systemic level. That makes a lot of sense. And as we wrap up this 5 minutes with, being a writer and being in that particular space of being able to flex your pen and be creative, how does that allow you to process what's happening around you, not just in the city, but around the country right now, with energy and tension probably at its highest peaks since in our lifetimes? How do you make sense of all of that as a writer?
I that's the struggle. Where I write, I'm thinking while I'm writing, like I write. It's a part of my whole processing thing. So I'm making sense of things too. When I'm putting things on the page, when I'm writing rough drafts, when I'm in that initial drafting phase, I'm still trying to make sense of what's happening. And the things that I end up producing, it's my answer.
Right.
It's my, I don't know. But the thing is, if I come back to the same thing a month later, maybe there might be a slight difference, a slight shift. So yeah, I'm privileged in that I'm able to write and that I'm able to have this platform where I'm able to express myself in a way that I do. But I just want to be clear that I don't have things figured out either. And I'm trying. I am.
Makes me feel better.
I'm there where everyone else is. I might seem very sure, and I am sure about some things, but there's other things that, I need to wait and see.
What do you hope for Pittsburgh and the nation as we move into 2021? What do you hope you can see change?
Hope is a funny word. But I would hope for honesty and empathy.
Yeah.
And I don't think that the empathy can happen without the honesty. I think we have to be honest about who we are, about what drives us, about what motivates us, where we get our information from, what we're really feeling about things. Forget about the dog whistles and euphemisms, and just be honest with ourselves. Forget about other people. Be honest with ourselves about, okay, this is how I feel. This is who I am. And then perhaps there might be a path for some sort of reckoning, some sort of, reconciliation, some sort of healing. But that doesn't happen without people being able to be self-aware.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I can honestly say that I absolutely love you as a writer, and I'm so thrilled to have had 5 minutes with you. So thank you so much, Damon.
Oh, thank you, Natalie. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's great. I've been reading his stuff for forever. I mean, I can't believe it's only been that short a period of time. But yeah, it was a great interview, and he's great. I mean, he's so succinct with. It's just so clear when you hear him talk about it, and we're still here.
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting because I had started this series with World Pittsburgh with Salim Gubril last week on the show, and now I'm ending this week. And Salim and I also touched on the topic of livability, and he made a point of saying that, Pittsburgh isn't livable until Homewood is the most livable space. And I brought that thread with me over to this interview with Damon, and I was intrigued by his perspective of really talking about how we need to be honest with ourselves and empathic, and stop gaslighting communities that have, been marginalized and really abused by systems in place, and work to dismantle them and create something that's more equitable for everyone. And he's been one of my favorite writers I've been reading him for years too. And it's so cool to see where his career has gone, but that also he's committed himself to working towards these spaces in Pittsburgh and trying to bring attention to topics happening here, because we are this perfect petri dish of what's going on in the country. And it's such an interesting place to live because you really can, when Pittsburghers work together, you can actually do things here. Like things can actually shift here. So if we can shift things here, then it makes you feel like things could shift nationally too. So it's pretty exciting to speak to people that have vision.
It's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
This is great. Another great 5 minutes with Natalie. Every week I wonder if you're going to be able to top it, or you're going to be able to jag and shift.
Well, I have to tell you guys, I so appreciate you because, and this show, because, when we started doing this way back, now it feels like a million years ago, you were like, yeah, sure, do something. I was like, all right, I'll do something. And I didn't expect it to turn into this. And then I got to do this incredible partnership with World Pittsburgh. I just interviewed an artist from Colombia. I interviewed a young woman from Nepal. And it's just been so cool to see it expand and evolve. And I really appreciate you guys always backing me up and giving me space.
It's been amazing. Yeah. We like the evolution of the guests that you've had on too, from the way this thing started to where it is now has been breathtaking. I mean, it's had to be like 3 months ago, and you were like, "Hey, Patrick, this is episode 30 here," and I'm like, what do you mean episode 30? How is that possible?
I know.
And I was like, oh my God, you've done 30 of these. It's insane. Yeah. You were here I think you started in March. Was it in March or was it early April?
It was, I think you'd been doing this, I believe, for 1 or 2 weeks when you.
So yeah, it would have been late March. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you've been here since since the birth of the Jagoff poll. We did the Jagoff poll, and you're having World Health and whatever. Anyway,
no, awesome. It's all balance. It's good.
So, are you cool to stick around?
Yes,
for later in the show. Okay, great. Natalie is going to join us. We're going to talk masks and anything else that comes up. Also, if you got any questions, Natalie is a nationally syndicated advice columnist as well, and you go to asknatalieadvice@gmail.com. Have you had any other crazy questions before we move on?
Oh, I did have a pretty crazy one about a husband and his wife has had residual effects from COVID. And he's been having to take on all the housework, all the cooking, and because she can't work, so he's working full time. And I guess it's just completely burning him out and ruining their marriage. And it's just this has to be happening. If you think about it, there's probably just so much strain if one person is very ill with COVID and what that's doing to the partner. Because we always think about how it impacts the person that's ill. But there's the ripple effect around people that are sick too, and shifting from lovers to caregiver is a very difficult transition for a lot of people that are married. So it was a tough question. I'm going to answer it for this upcoming week.
Great, yeah. I'll be looking forward to how you respond to that, especially with a young couple. Too.
Yeah, they have small children, and
you're not expecting that, and it puts that sickness in and health line.
Exactly.
Into a serious
really tests it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, great. So stick around. We're going to go to Day, and we're going to find out what's going on with Day. Then we're going to come back. And if you'll notice, I couldn't hide them all and still reach them. You can see some. These are masks. This isn't underwear.
I have a few myself
We've got masks. We're going to go through masks. Some local, some national. So some sponsored by The Rock. So see what happens. And remember, no matter what mask you wear,
over the nose.
Over the nose.
Yes.
And when you go to talk to somebody, you don't have to pull the mask down to talk to them and go back to it. Or if you're talking on your cell phone, you don't have to. It's okay.
I do want to bring up a point though that we need to discuss with Day as well. What happens when you have to sneeze?
In the mask?
Has this happened to you? It's horrible.
Oh.
Yeah. Something to think about.
I would, oh God.
Your instinct is to pull it off, but then that's
no. I've seen people pull it off and snot up a storm from a distance from in the car, and it's insane. I have not had to sneeze in there a big one that I haven't been able to hold, but I would probably cover the mask, elbow style like I normally would with the mask, and I'll be honest, I always carry a second mask.
Oh. I like how prepared you are. You're like a Boy Scout when it comes to masks. It's exciting.
Well, you'll find out later. I bought it. I go down these rabbit holes late at night and I just buy masks.
Oh God.
Here we are. From the disposable ones, the $2 ones to you'll see. We'll go through them. Anyway, so stick around. More of Natalie, and we're going to have the mask talk. But right now, we're going to go to Dave BRACEY. But before I do that, I want to tell everybody at home, about another sponsor for tonight, Farm to Table. So you can go to their website, farmtotablepa.com, and you can find out. It is a wealth of information. You can also have their pick up their food guide, which is just like one-stop shop for sustainable living. And if you watched, we had Rusty and Claire on Wednesday. We're going to hopefully have a couple more farmers on this upcoming Wednesday to talk about different things. I'm buying stuff from their farm. I would go back and watch the interview with them. From mushrooms to herbs, rosemary, good for your short-term memory. Anyway, get on that. Find out everything you can from farmers markets to CSAs at farmtotablepa.com. Buy fresh, buy local. It's one of the best resources that you can get, especially with what's going on right now. Uncertain times, we know that food is going to be fresh and ready, and people are going to be taking care of it. So, but that aside, I want to talk about local brews with Dave BRACEY. Here we go. Yeah, here it is. Let's see. This is early for Dave to be on the show. Let's see what's going on. Hey,
what's good with y'all, man?
What's happening, Dave?
Not much, man. I'm over here living in the age of COVID. So, staying safe, masking up when necessary. Anybody else get the? I mean, I don't know, man. I've been getting this mask beard thing going, where I wear the mask and I'm doing all these errands or whatever, and then I come home and like half my beard is like in mask form, and the rest of it is all bushy down here, weird. It's not a thing that I've ever experienced before. Now it's just this 2020 just keeps throwing the weirdest shit at you. So
it's like hat head on your face.
Exactly. Like it's terrible. But it's awesome also because I don't have to actually take showers. Again, I don't have to groom myself. I just show up with a mask and a hoodie on, and I mean that used to be frowned upon. Especially for people that look like me these days. But now it's acceptable. Now I get to go masked up and hoodie down to my favorite establishments with nobody batting an eye. So shout out to COVID for that, I guess.
So you've been doing lots of Zooms, chats, stuff like that, FaceTimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you dressed on top and sweats on the bottom, or are you head to toe?
Well, so me and Nat did that. Did the 412 food rescue event, and yeah, I was definitely like party on the top, and or business up top, party at the bottom. But mostly I'm like
it's a COVID mullet.
I'm not trying to get gussied up for anybody. Everybody else is is at home and this and the other. Like why front? Like that's the beauty of working from home. We ain't got to front no more. I mean, I ain't going on CNN anytime soon. Even then, I just don't. Why front? Why even go back to any of that? Like when we do go back, what's the point in putting on a tie? Like what is the purpose of a tie? Like what purpose does that serve other than to kind of it's a leash almost. It's a societal leash that just like it's a sign of conformity. You know what I mean? Not to take away from it. I love a good tie and the flair that it adds to an outfit, but it's one thing when you do it at night and you're like, I want to do it. It's another thing when your boss makes you do it. You see what I'm saying? So, I don't know.
There's like, it used to be like what the casual Fridays was the thing. I don't know what's not going to be casual. Okay, what's gone now? Probably handshakes are probably gone. Snow days for kids. There's probably no more snow days because everybody's online now. So they can just be like, okay, well, don't come in and we're gonna have class right now from 7 to 3. What else is like not coming back?
I don't know, man. I mean, just breathing on people is just real weird. I've seen all these videos or whatever. Like, it's again, how much do I know you? Like, is it a 6 foot relationship or a 3 foot relationship? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's how we're gonna have to categorize. Like, I know him, but I don't 6 feet know him. You see what I'm saying? Like, because man, it is. Watching all the videos and everything, all the movies that, and everybody's all like at parties, like, talking to each other right next to each other. I'm like, that's like, he's just spitting right in his mouth. Like, I don't know if I can.
I have problems now. I'll see pictures on like Facebook or whatever, Twitter, whatever, and I'll see pictures of people together, and I'm just assuming that's from a year ago. right? And then you know what I mean? I'm just assuming, oh, that's an old photo. Oh no, that was yesterday.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
I'm
that was
not talking to
Florida.
them anymore. Like
Yeah,
that's
that
that's
was Florida. That was
that was that was that was that was the White
Chicago.
House yesterday. Anyway,
It is.
anyway. So, what are you drinking right now, and what are you into this week?
Mm. So, Brewbound is a national beer publication, and they invited me on to judge beers because I'm not 100% sure why they do. I don't know why. I'm still not 100% sure why people invite me to talk about beer. I'm not like, even here, I'm just like, I just think you like me. So you're like, all right, cool. Let him talk about shit. Cause I don't be knowing shit about shit. But anyway, they invited me to be this judge, and they sent me like all these beers. So there's 12 different contestants in this contest. There's startup breweries looking for funding through this pitch slam. And the winner gets somewhere between 10 and 20 grand. And because we can't hold this in person as they typically do annually, they shipped all the beer to the home. So I've been getting a bunch of boxes here recently, and I'm pretty sure the neighbors are going to rob me at some point because, like, there was 12 big boxes coming in at a very, either they're going to rob me or going to call the cops. One or the other. Maybe they think I'm selling dope, but in that box, one of them was this Irish Gorilla.
Oh, I've heard
This
that
is the
before.
collaboration between Alosta Brewing Company and War Cloud. And War Cloud is a black-owned brewery out in California. They've been part of the festival all 3 years. They did the collaboration with Dancing Gnome, Wise Words. It was a double IPA hazy, as Dancing Gnome is known to do. But this one is brewed with, it's a Irish cream pie stout. So it's brewed with vanilla, marshmallows, lactose, and graham crackers, and it comes in at 11.5%. It's
a dessert beer.
It's a dessert beer. It's a heavy one. I did not notice the ABV before I cracked it, so I'm gonna be sipping on that for a little while. But I know that you can purchase through Craft Beer Kings and through Tavour app. You can get War Cloud shipped to your door. Not available here locally at your distributors and whatnot, but if you go online, you might be able to grab some of that and get it delivered to your door, and you'd be supporting a black-owned brewery while doing so. So shout out to War Cloud Brewing out in Cali, and they will be back in 2021 for Fresh Fest. So we got the second one that I got here is this Cajun Fire. They're down in Louisiana. This is Big Chief. It's a cream stout, and it's 5%. And I'm extremely impressed by this. As the beer says, it's malty yet incredibly pretty and smooth, and they don't lie. It's big on flavor, big on body. The mouth feels really nice. It's not, sometimes stouts, you get into those 4 and 5% stouts, and they're pretty thin there. But this is nice. It's drinkable. I would be surprised that it was 5%, but not too taken aback. And you can have a few of these, which is nice. Again, I probably should have started with this one instead of that one. But reading is fundamental. So stay on top of that. But again, they're out in Louisiana. I'm not sure how you can get. I know. I've seen them on the Tavour app. I'm not sure if they're still there, but I know they're making their way up slowly up the East Coast. And again, if they were to win this competition, it would go far in the helping push their brand beyond Louisiana. So
cool.
Again, another participant of Fresh Fest, a black-owned brewery. And excited that it was unexpected. I didn't realize they were going to be a part of this competition. I'm excited that they are. So,
Aaron Hart just said, "I think Dave just demonstrated why people want to work with him." Hashtag beer. Hashtag craft beer.
Shout out to Aaron Hart, the mayor of Pittsburgh, future. And then the last thing I got here is the Trogs Mad Elf Grand Cru. Now this is a bottle. I want to put it, because if you know me, if you've ever seen me in person, my head is about 3 or 4 bottles length. So that's how big this bottle is. It's a small human child. You know what I mean? It's a pretty big bottle, and it's special. It's got I don't know much about, but anytime you get one of these corks, you're about to do something. Now this is another heavy one, 11%. It's a Pilsner. It doesn't really taste like a Pilsner. It tastes more like a heavy ale or barley wine. But it is a Pilsner. It uses Belgian yeast. And it's brewed on Balaton cherries. Is that Balaton cherries? Balaton? I don't know. Cherries? Cherries.
Cherries. It's got brewed on cherries.
It's got cherries in it. And it's got a lot of spices in it. The cinnamons and the cloves and things of that nature. Very holiday and festive, as you could tell by the name. And there's the Mad Elf, and then there's the Mad Elf Grand Cru. And I'm not 100% sure the difference between the Mad Elf and the Grand Cru, other than the Grand Cru is supposed to be the choicest selection from that barrel. Now how they do that, I'm not 100 on that, but they make sure that it's bottled differently and sold differently at a much different price. So this is what about $13 for the bottle, but that $13 is going to feed you and 4 of your friends. So if you're into the holiday kind of winter warmers, the spicier beers that come around this time of year, I highly recommend it. If you're a fan already of Mad Elf, because there's very few craft beer drinkers out there that have not heard of Mad Elf, but I'm pretty sure a lot of them haven't had the Grand Cru. And if you don't like the Mad Elf, I would suggest you trying the Grand Cru. It's not as spiced. It doesn't taste as spiced. It doesn't taste as harsh on the palate. I'm not gonna lie. That regular Mad Elf, while it has gotten better over the years, can be a bit much for some folks. I think a sip of this would give you an understanding of the pinnacle of what they're trying to go for. So shout out to Trogs, big supporters of the cast, big supporters of Fresh Fest 3 years through. And they're right out there in Hershey. So very local and very available for anybody looking for something, for the folks.
Fantastic, man. Well, I know you got other stuff going on tonight that you got to jump. You can't be around for our mass conversation, but
we doing we doing a nice distant fire. There's not a lot of nights I don't believe we gonna have where we can actually build a fire and stand socially distanced while doing so. So trying to take advantage as much as possible and trying to stay sane this sane but safe. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still not, no indoors, no, I'm not spitting in people's faces or whatever, but, distant, a little bit of booze here and there. That ain't hurt nobody. So,
we'll get to that. Thank you so much. If there's anything else you're forgetting to talk about, now's a good time.
It's not much other than fuck Donald Trump, forever and always, man. But I'm enjoying the push out, man.
The unraveling.
Yeah, it's
all right.
Fun. It's fun to drink these days.
All right, well, to be continued. I want to talk about that and some Fresh Fest stuff next week. So thank you, Dave Bracey. Tune back in.
Hold on. And for anybody looking for some entertainment, Fresh Fest is free. Fresh Fest Digifest is still free. Go to freshfestdigifest.com. Type in "Stay Distant," and you'll get a free ticket with 50 plus hours of entertainment, man.
Wow.
So check it out.
Well, thank you for that. We got to lead with that next time.
No.
Of course, everyone will just tune out of our show and just drop right on that. All right, hey, honey. All right. Thanks. Pepper says hi, Day.
Oh, tell Pepper I said hello, the maid of the household.
That's right. All right. Well, thank you so much. And we'll see Day a week from tonight back here with more brews and booze and conversation. Thank you, Day. All right. Okay. Now's the time. We're going to bring back Natalie, maybe. We're going to talk about this day. Do we even need to talk about the in-show poll? Has anyone voted on this questioning poll? Anything, Dave, for me?
There's only one way to find out.
All right. These polls only work with how you sell them. All right, so while Dave's pulling that up, All right. So we've done this before. We're talking masks.
Yes.
Okay. And we are not professionals. We are not doctors. We are not scientists. Okay. We are just talking. We're not critics, really, but we're going to be critical about some masks. All right. So
Wow.
Pete's got what's up, Pete?
Sorry, Danielle Mashuda just texted me and said that she would like to say that nothing in Ross Township has any significant role in anything Pittsburgh.
Well, she's about to put that on there. Okay, what the hell is even in Ross Township?
Oh my God.
All right, this is great. This is what happens. You know, you had the wheel.
I think she grew up in Ross Township
That's probably
too.
what it is. And Stephanie Mayer, yeah, we do need to bring back snow days. I hope they have them again one day. All right, so talking masks here. Let's just jump right in. Okay, just generically, what kind of masks are you guys drawn to? What are you liking?
So I'm liking anything with an adjustable strap for your ears. That is important. And I'm really into the ones that have the metal or some kind of thing that you can really secure down over your nose. Because I found like a lot of the early ones I was wearing, I was just feeling the air come back up to my eyes, and I'm like, this isn't doing anything. And now I can't see.
And if you wear glasses too,
Oh,
I
know.
you
Or
can see like the
sunglasses
amount of fog, any type of that would drop from that, so you know it's just kind of getting blown out.
So those are like two features that are very important for me right now. But I also like a filter when you can actually when they give you a little pocket, like some of the locally made ones have these pockets. Like this was the first one I got from my sister-in-law. And stupidly enough, I said to her, why are you giving me this? This is only going to be for a couple weeks. I'll just get a couple of reusable, disposable ones, not realizing what was happening. Now I have like 5 because,
I've got 6 sitting next to me right
now.
now.
I know. I have not bought some of my friends have like 20, but how often do you wash yours?
Pretty
honestly.
Often. I mean, it depends on what I do, right?
You're like, I'm not answering this one.
If I'm just literally going to my car, dropping something off at the post office, back in my car, you know what I mean, that kind of thing. If I'm staying in my car, right, kind of a thing, I'm not going to do that. But if I go to a grocery store, if I go to a public place, I'm going to wash it right after.
Yeah.
Right. So that's basically because, I know it's supposed to protect other people, but it also protects you a little bit.
No, it does protect you. Yeah. So. I wish, because I was reading some new information from CDC, and they were saying that it protects you a lot more than they initially acknowledged. And I'm like, we should have led with that, like that this is for you, because I feel like Americans would have responded better if it was about protecting yourself than other people, because that didn't work. That angle did not work for us as a nation.
I don't know if that's true or not, because I feel like a lot of people are like, I don't wear a mask because I'm not afraid of COVID. Like they don't.
Right. Yeah, well, that's true too. That's also, you're right. We're just screwed either way. It doesn't matter.
Right. Idiots are idiots.
Yeah, that's
They're not
true.
going to listen
that's
anyway.
True.
So I'm going to jump in to start testing, just to go over some masks here.
Okay.
You, right. I'm going to start with this. This is a local mask, right? This is from Mosaic Linen Company.
Oh yeah.
Who applies? These ones got tested, I think on the news or something before, and these have been my go-to. These are my favorites, right? I just have the black one. They have other ones that they've been my favorites throughout this, but they also have this is one of Eileen's. They have different patterns, different stuff like that. They're cool because they're a little bit larger, so they can cover my face. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and what's
definitely.
Cool, what's cool is on these, they're big enough that you got your coverage, but if you want to double mask it and put like a disposable or something or a filter of your own in there, you can double up, and it's all in that. And I mean, it passed the tests and stuff like that.
So for me,
Mosaic would be the local.
I think my favorite one currently is not a local brand, although I have several local masks, but my current favorite is this brand called Everbrand. They're a little more expensive. They're like, I think I paid $30 or $40 for 3 of them. They come in packs of 3. So they're like $12-ish a piece, but there's 4 layers of fabric, and they're known to be able to basically they've shown them with like H1N1 and SARS. And so they're supposed to be like another grade up for not medical grade, but they're a little more up the food chain, so to speak. And they have the nice adjustable. They have you can remove the metal if you don't want the metal piece.
That's cool.
And for women or people who like to wear lipstick, which I've learned not to wear lipstick under a mask, because in the beginning I did. I don't know what I was thinking, but none of us were thinking clearly in April, so it's fine. If you do like to wear makeup, this one sits, it's like almost like a triangle on the inside, so it sits away from your mouth.
Oh, nice.
So it doesn't, because sometimes when you breathe in, the thing collapses. Well, this one doesn't. See how it's more like that? So you can actually wear like lip gloss and stuff under this, and it won't for people that like to wear makeup.
And that's the Ever brand?
Yeah, and it's a really good mask, and they come in all different colors, but I just get a lot of black masks because I feel like they're just sort of versatile. You can kind of,
like a little black dress kind of a thing. Very nice.
Yes.
There's a company, I want to talk about this one from The Rock, but I'll talk about this because you're talking about the nose piece. There's a company called Tom Bin out of Seattle, and they're like a bag making company. And this is my like favorite mask right now. I just got this thing. It's 3 different layers, right? It's got a little bit of a harder shell, but it's got this strap on the back. Right?
Oh, wow.
So you can kind of just, if you have it off, you're wearing it like a necklace. This is the one that they say is for like singers, right? So you can talk. It's got the metal nose piece in here, so the fog is like to a minimum. It's got a good seal on it. And you've got, I don't know if you can look at this thing sideways, you've got that gap so my lips aren't touching it right now. And you've got 3 layers there, and this is the large. I would probably want to try for the extra large, especially if I had a beard. But it's got a good seal. It covers this. And they said it's for people who are going to be singing, performing, that kind of a thing.
That's awesome.
So this is a 3-layer one. They have a 2-layer one that I bought as well because this was like a 3 in the morning purchase. This one is flannel. This one has like the 60-40 polyester, cotton poly, and then 2 other layers of cotton. This one has that neck strap as well. This is the one that BuzzFeed said was the #1 mask that when they went through their review stuff. That's how I found out about it. So this one's flannel. So this will be warmer for the winter months and stuff. And apparently some kind of the flannel is actually better for
as a filtering.
As a filtering device, right?
Do you think this is like just such a surreal conversation that we're doing this right now?
Totally, but wait till I do this next step. I'm gonna test this flannel one out with a match.
Oh,
we're gonna do the match test.
I feel like we're on like the Home Shopping Network.
This is basically what it is. We got 5 minutes to kill here.
I'm like,
we might kill it all. All right, so check this out. Okay. So they say that so you can see if the air is coming out of your mouth. So I haven't tried it with this yet, but here we go.
Okay.
Nothing.
That's awesome.
It would be funny if the mask itself caught on fire, though.
That'd be pretty good. So
that's really good.
So yeah, so that's the thing there. So
Which brand was that?
This is Tom Bin.
Tom Bin.
Okay. Yeah. So
have any of you gotten?
This is the #4 and the #3 from Tom Bin.
Have any of you gotten free masks? Like I have insurance through Highmark, and they sent us masks. And these ones are actually designed by Kia Tomlin. Okay. She had done like
Great.
Yeah, and so it's like reversible. But once again, I just wear it on the plain side mostly. But surprisingly enough, for being a free mask, it's like a nice mask, Because you kind of have, like you said, your masks that you wear for like when you're doing like serious things, like a whole day out. But if I know I'm running like in and out of my car, I might grab one that's a little less. Not valuable, but you know what I mean? Like, it's not as, I don't know.
Sarah D'Addario, birthday +1, says she's loving the cold weather mask wearing because she's not getting a windburn on her face. All right. So this is the one, right? This was the most expensive mask I bought.
Okay. How much did you pay?
This was almost like, this was in the upper 20s, I believe.
As a single?
As a single.
Okay.
Right? These other ones were like $10, $12. This was from Under Armour. Right?
Oh.
This is their sport mask, and it's also teamed up with The Rock. Right? It has a little his insignia.
Amazing.
On it. So that probably added another $5 to the same mask. Okay, so I was excited about this. Now I may need a bigger size, right? This doesn't have it's kind of a little bit flimsier on the earpieces.
Yeah,
right?
I don't like that.
So it's got the nose piece. Now this might be too small for my big noggin, right? It looks badass. You know what I mean?
It's a nice looking mask on you. Yeah.
It's a good looking mask, but like if I'm talking, boom, what just popped
See,
out?
that drives me nuts. And that's why I love it when they have the metal piece, because that does not happen.
See, this has the metal piece.
Oh.
So
you know why? Because you can't adjust the ears. So you can't tighten it on the sides.
But I'm getting some pressure here. So I have the large, and I probably should have got the XL or even the double XL, because as this thing goes, so I can't imagine doing sports.
So what does The Rock wear then?
The Rock wears this. This probably fit. He probably has a jumbo one because look at this. I'm just talking to you normally, and I've got a microphone here, and look where I'm at. It's not just the nose anymore. It's not just the penis hanging out.
It's useless.
The underpants.
That's useless.
So yeah, so I'm gonna probably maybe I'll let Pepper wear this one because it's maybe small enough. I don't know, but
so you can't pinch the ears or anything. Does that?
Like you cannot pinch the ears. This is the downside.
What if you tied it in a knot?
I don't.
For that amount of money,
it feels kind of flimsy.
Right? Jesus.
No, it feels kind of flimsy. I'm saying, but it's small,
Get rid of
right? It might not be because, like, look, I'm feeling right now. If I had a size up, I would probably love this thing.
But then, honestly, it might be too close to your eyes, though. At that point,
I did maybe I did the match test on it, right? So if I'm just still here, we're good. But if I'm talking, like the nose is
maybe
already
this
creeping.
is just the universe telling you shouldn't talk.
Yeah, that's just great. We call this a watch show.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so there's that. But I want to test one other thing.
Okay.
I have this other mask. This is the one I got from Commonwealth Press.
Okay.
This is one of the OGs, the first mask that I got. This is the two tie. So you tie it up here.
That's a lot of work for me.
It's a lot of work, but this mask is great. This has that thicker like t-shirt kind of material to it. And this thing got me through a lot. Worked. Did the match test and all that on it. This is just your basic cloth with the 3-fold in it. It's from Tool Text is the company that makes this. Tool Text. So, but just to show a disclaimer here, I've got a neck gaiter here, a neck garter or whatever, that, they talked about.
I heard these aren't even effective.
They're horrible. They're probably worse for you, but I'm testing this out right now. I'm going to turn the label so Mission Cool doesn't want to sue me. But like to get this going, okay, great. I've got this thing up here right now. I'm wearing it.
Right.
Okay. So it feels great. I'm breathing normally, right? Mm-hmm. But it's let's just see what we got. I've never tried this before, so this is the first here. So we got that there.
Oh, that's terrible.
So that was it, and I'll do it again.
I feel like that was anticlimactic. I was really waiting for this moment. You just did it so fast.
I didn't think it was going to go out. So check this out.
Can you do it again? Okay.
Oh wow! Look,
wait,
look! I'll do it on the side
here.
Make
it suspenseful.
Just watch this. Okay, watch. Blowing lightly.
Oh my gosh! You hardly had to do anything.
Wow. So that was suspenseful.
That's terrible.
Yeah. So they say these things are bad. So if you're like on a plane and wearing this thing, come on, dude. If someone asks you to take it off, take it off. If you're doing something, if you're around it, if you see these, you might as well. I mean, I guess it's better than nothing, but but literally, and because it's easy to wear it around your neck. But I just showed you some killer masks that you wear around your neck if you're gonna pull it.
Well,
up.
And to your point, there's also all of these beautiful beaded chains now that you can buy. I know Renee Pyatt, I think, is selling them, and Terene Idea with the Carnegie Museum of Art is selling them, and you can wear them just like you did, where it just hangs down like it would be like a necklace, but then it's attached to the mask. So for anybody that likes to wear a little more, jewelry with their mask, you can really do something with that as well. Some flair.
Some flair.
Yes,
beads.
I like this. This one's my favorite just because I think it's really pretty.
Oh yeah.
And cool. This is handmade. I found this on Etsy. And so these are from a company in Mexico, and they do them all in these beautiful patterns and different colors. And then it has a filter pocket, which is really nice. And then it has the adjustable earpieces, and it's pretty big. I mean,
I like it.
Covers your whole face. Yeah.
That's
I've worn
a cool looking mask too.
Yeah, it's neat. And it's, if you're like me and you miss having all this attention because you can't go out anymore, people do give you attention when you wear a mask like this. So.
Have you seen people with the masks with their faces on them?
No.
that you can
No.
you can send away, and you can get your face is on the mask.
Yeah.
So it could be you smiling, it could be you whatever, but like there's
amazing.
lots people are making money off of this. Like if there's money to be had to get that going there.
But I mean, whatever gets you whatever gets you excited to wear one, just whether it's
I
just
saw somebody had a mask that they screen printed something, a solid picture right here. And them trying to breathe was like there was nothing that could. It was just like a solid, like it was just like trying. Oh, the other thing was I wasted like $40 on some Facebook ad from Korea for these masks. I didn't realize those gauges. Bad.
Oh no, they're really bad.
They're worse than anything. They're worse than this gator. It just what do you think's everything's just blowing out of that hole? And I bought all these filters to go in that have holes in them. Like I'm an asshole. So
well,
anyway.
no, but that's the thing. Like when this all started, nobody really knew, and this was not something that people were well versed in. I thought that was the best kind of mask too, and my husband was the one that told me don't get that because he works in construction, so he's worn real respirators for so long. His whole thing about like people not being able to handle wearing a mask, it was just like, get over yourselves. Like this is nothing, just put on a mask and protect other people. So
period.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's where we're at. But this was fun.
Yeah, this was great. I mean, Pete, did you have anything to add with mask wise? Dave, anything?
I personally just wanted to know what masks to get because I'm in the market. I need to buy a few more and
get an Everbrand.
I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to look into all of those.
I'm into the Tom Bind. I'm new, but this I'm just checking if I'm still wearing it. I think the phase I would get the 4 and the 3.
And I know nobody's wearing the one that The Rock endorsed, but has anyone watched the Titan show that he's hosting on Hulu, or is it just me?
No, but you sound like a fan of Rocky Maivia.
It's really
Dwayne
good.
The Rock Johnson.
Just a fun aside.
He's gotten so much bigger now than he was when he was wrestling.
I know.
It's insane.
It's a little too much. It's going to be hard to maintain.
He's a brand.
I
actually have
he's
his
a face mask.
I have his tequila over here. He wears this mask and he looks like a badass on this. So I don't know if I'm going to spend the $25 or $30 to get another one of these that's the right size. But this could be a good mask. I'm just not going back. I like these other ones.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're paying that extra money. So there's like padding.
Yeah.
It's real. I did the match test with this one. Nothing happened. It's just
what do you guys think about people that are buying like masks from like Gucci or Louis Vuitton and they're like $300? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, if you got that kind of stuff, I the same thing I would think about somebody wearing a $10,000 watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can get a $5 Timex that's going to keep the good time. But I always say, if you want to have a good time, you got to have a good watch. But,
this is QVC.
See that? There you go. I just brought it home to you. But yeah, I don't think less of anybody that does that. It's like, what do you want to like that Mercedes thing that one?
There's just a lot of controversy around it. That's why I was curious.
But there was controversy a few years ago when there was a restaurant in New York that had a $50 cheeseburger. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like there was foie gras in the middle, but whatever. Yeah. Oh. Nina, what kind of mask do you wear?
Nina.
But yeah, so that's all.
So you guys generally prefer the behind the ears? Like I kind of like the one that ties in the back, personally.
If you
like that, you should go for it. Yeah, it's just for me. I'm too much of an Aries. I can't wait. I can't. It's too much.
I'm digging these ones. They have a good rubber band thing to it. Dave's got that one with the tie. The ties were good for me. I liked them for a while because it was easy access with the on and off. But once you're tied, you're pretty much tied.
So it's true. And there's this new mask that has, and I've watched it. I've seen it on Instagram, and I'm curious about it because you can drink with a straw.
Yeah, we talked about this.
There's like this little flap or something. I
thought I invented that. Okay, about 3 or 4 months ago, we were talking about making our own masks here for the show, maybe 5 months ago, who knows. And literally, I was like, guys, we should do this thing with a snap on the bottom. So it's all sealed up, or like Velcro, and there's a straw. And then Dave was like, oh, yeah? And then like sent me like 25 pictures of like dating back like 10 years
trapdoor
of masks with just the trapdoor with the straw hole. But I mean, It's a good thing. I would
Hey,
rock
like
that
I
if
said,
you're going
whatever
out for
gets
drinks.
people. Yeah, and Nina, I agree. Knotsland, Nisha, they're making some great masks over there too, and nothing wrong with the homemade ones too.
Dave, what
I
do you
got a
have there?
Knotsland. I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Let's see that. That's with the ties, double ties on the bottom and the top.
Yeah, I mean, they're local and they make bow ties.
Oh, I
Talking
have
about
one of their bow
tonight, but
ties.
they,
I love
all the
them.
materials upcycled, and so Knotslandia. I got the link.
Yeah, they're a great company, and they really had. I interviewed Nisha right after they kind of had a pivot from her experience working with just doing bow ties, and then all of a sudden there's nobody going out for events, so why would you be doing bow ties? So then they kind of pivoted their model and were able to start
I got
making
my bow
masks.
tie right under the wire.
Yeah.
Right before the drop happened. But yeah,
I love a bow tie.
Melissa, I invented the straw. Oh,
Sure you did.
That's good. Well, she's making fun of me from my inventing the flap thing. I was a can of Dunkin'. So that's it. So I mean, I did a lot of like last minute research, just looking at what people were buying. BuzzFeed had a good resource breaking stuff down. The New York Times had a good one. There you go. There's the Dave.
See, there it is.
Yeah, we looked into this. We looked into this deeply to try. I mean, you can get anything on a mask, but just finding one that's good for you is where it's at.
Yeah.
Oh, the nose even has a nose thing. Dave, stop! I'm starting to get a little freaked out. I'm getting freaky. I'm getting creeped out here. That's amazing. I mean, you've seen people with masks with say stuff like, back up, like get away. This could have been prevented. Screw you. You know what I mean? Wear a mask, jag off. I wonder if Bruce Springsteen's putting out the one, because you know what Bruce Springsteen said once. Never mind.
Poor Dave. He's like trying to find it.
I can't do all these things.
I gotta be on the screen in order for
too much.
Put on a fucking mask.
There it is.
That's how we're gonna.
Fucking mask.
We'll wrap with that. But the mask, it's now the necessity. It's indoors, outdoors. The mandates are coming. I think the days of saying like, hey, don't be a dick when you go to Costco, and it's not your freedoms that we're taking here. Just wear the mask. Take care of yourself and everybody else. Wash them. Pete, do you not wash your masks?
I do wash my masks. I just, I have different masks for different purposes too. So like, I have a running mask that I wear that's kind of really fucking gross, but I wear it only when I'm running.
To be.
Am I frozen?
Yeah, but it's actually enhancing this conversation, I think.
You've got that beard. I want somebody with a smaller face to rock this expensive Under Armour sports mask. I want that to happen. Anyway, we should probably start wrapping up. We're getting to that witching hour.
Now Pete's in fast mode.
No,
this is
everything. This is everything Pete had just said. This was his whole conversation from before.
He was doing like a Jacob's Ladder thing. It was.
Oh my god. Pete.
Best reference, Jacob's Ladder, Dave Mansueto.
Amazing.
Thank you. You've made my night. That's awesome. Well, thank everybody for coming out. On behalf of myself, Natalie, Pete, and Dave. And let's not forget Sally Wiggin.
Oh.
When I walk out and there's someone without a mask and they come too close to me, I'm just racked with fear, and then I want to punch them in the face.
I love her so much.
It just buttons every episode
It's
in the
so
best
good.
possible way.
It's all the reactions at once.
Yeah, she's all the above. So I want to thank everybody for getting through this week. Get through this weekend. Stay safe. Keep your distance. Don't go out unless you have to. If you're going to get takeout and delivery of food, which I highly recommend, tip on the takeout, tip on the delivery. Anything else I'm missing, Dave, Pete, Natalie?
No, just so much fun being with you guys. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Pete, anything?
Oh, you want me to do the Black Lives Matter thing? But I don't know. I'm probably frozen, so. I don't know.
Just
I was asking
delayed,
if you had anything else to say. Is that a thing?
No, I like the.
You got to do the Black Lives Matter thing. Okay, Patrick.
No, I didn't know if you were like you're like smiling all like you're like.
He's
I'm
just
wrapping
happy.
the show. I'm wrapping the show. Okay. All right, everybody. I want to thank you for watching.
There we go. That's better.
the Venmo is
This
at
feels more authentic.
TogetherPGH. What's the point?
It's like
what's the
Dave
point?
last
Bro,
night.
That's the tagline for 2020. What's the point?
What's the point? All right, stock up on your toilet paper now, I guess. Because we're
It's gonna be a
going
long
down.
winter.
It's going to be a long, cold, lonely winter. It's going to last you the rest of your life. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching.
I feel inspired.
Me too. Tune in. We'll be back again on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. And don't forget, Natalie will be back Friday with another installment of 5 Minutes with Natalie Bencivenga. Thank you all very much. And don't forget to shop local, buy fresh, buy local, keep it local. FarmToTablePA.com. Check them out too. Thank you all. Oh, wait, who won? Who won the poll?
Dave's like, we're fucking out.
Can you close the show out like that every time?
Well,
Just
wait,
in
we
the
forgot
middle
the
of
poll.
like a panicked
Hey,
question.
just tell me who won the poll. You don't have to bring up the logo. Century 3 Food Mart. Somebody voted for Ross Township faucet tiles that lied. Someone was like, I just want to be different. So it's a 90-10 thing. All right. Thank you all for voting. Thank you all for hanging out. I mean it this time. Have a great weekend. Everybody get some rest. Check all these links that we have in here. All good stuff. Good night. Thank you. It's so dark in here.